What are you doing here?
What are you talking about?
You should be in college. What are you wasting your time here?
It's a holiday, uncle.
Oh, it's a holiday. So you're going to waste your time more.
Well, not exactly. I mean, I wanted to talk to you.
All right?
So, you were part of our college, right?
Yes.
I was wondering if I could know more about the past and the history of the college.
The history of the college, that's a very fascinating story, and I have to take you back in a journey in time. Are you ready for that?
I'm all yours.
All right, how much do you know about the history of our college?
Well, the history of the college, not so much.
All right, so our college was founded by a very, very, very great man. He was a lawyer and a judge. All right, so I sent you his picture. There he is. Before I said anything, there he is. You know who he is. We can't talk about the story of this college without talking about this man.
Isn't he our founder?
That's right. He's a founder, Sri V. Krishnaswamy Iyer. Right? He was born in a small village near Tanjavur in 1863. He was very learned. He was dynamic and he had a very stylish disposition.
Yeah, he surely looks a bit.
Yeah, it's a remarkable story, Mr. Krishnaswamy Iyer. He was academically brilliant. He moved to Madras, he became a lawyer, and he had a very successful, thriving practice. Now, when you're young, you have a successful, thriving practice, earnings come along with it. You're young, let's say you have a successful, thriving practice and you make a lot of money. What will you do with it?
Oh, I can only imagine the parties over the weekend.
You'll have a lot of parties, right?
Yes.
That's why you're not V. Krishnaswamy Iyer. That's why this man had a greater vision for people, for the country. With his earnings, along with talented Ayurvedic physicians, he actually started the Sri Venkatramana Ayurvedic College and Dispensary. So that Ayurvedic knowledge and Ayurvedic practices carry on in the length and breadth of the country.
That's quite interesting. Can
Absolutely.
you tell me more?
Yes. Now, it was British times, right? There was a bank those days called the Arbuthnot Bank.
Okay.
Okay? And those days there was no mobile phone, so probably we should switch it off. In 1907 there was no mobiles, right? So Arbuthnot Bank was a big bank and a lot of Indians had put in a lot of money there and a lot of Indians lost a lot of money there. A lot of Indians keep losing money, even nothing has changed from 1907, right? But a lot of Indians lost money in Arbuthnot Bank. What was Krishnaswamy Iyer by education, I told you?
He was a lawyer.
Yes. So what did he do was, he didn't just leave it at that. He took on George Arbuthnot, the founder of the bank, to court and had him prosecuted.
An Englishman.
Absolutely.
Back then.
Back then an Indian got an Englishman prosecuted. It's not just as simple as that. George Arbuthnot was the right-hand man of the governor at that time. And those days the governor actually had a lot of value. Right? So it was a big thing. He actually took him on and he won the case. Now when something like that happens, reputations go high, right? So a lot of people wanted to invest with him and wanted to work with him. That's when he thought, why should we rely on a British bank? Why don't we have our own bank? You know, the seed of independence was in these kind of things that came up. So they started what is called the Swadeshi Bank, which is still in existence. You've seen it.
I don't think I've seen a Swadeshi bank.
How many of you here have seen Swadeshi Bank here? You've all seen it actually.
Really?
Today it's called the Indian Bank.
Oh.
Is there, right? In fact, if you go to the corporate office Indian Bank even today, the bust of Sri Krishnaswamy Iyer is there in the lobby.
That's magnificent, uncle. Please continue. Tell me more.
Well, heart of hearts, he was an educationalist, right? So he felt that Sanskrit and Oriental education, it was dwindling, it was not going the way it should have gone. So he got together a set of intellectual minds. They created a committee and an idea of the Sanskrit college was mooted in December 1905. Now let's think about it. An idea of a college is mooted in 1905 December. How long does it take for such ideas to actually get implemented?
I don't know. Probably a decade or so.
Probably a decade, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about 1905, 1906, right?
Yes.
December 1905, idea was mooted. February 1st, 1906, the college was up and running.
Are you talking in a span of 2 months?
In a span of 2 months. He was not just a visionary, he was an action-oriented visionary. That is what was very special about him.
Crazy to think how the college developed through those years.
Absolutely.
I need to know more about how it developed further on, uncle, after that.
But think about this. The whole thing happened in 1907. We were not independent then.
Oh, wait, so that means he should have been part of the freedom movement.
Absolutely. He was an active participant in so many of the Indian National Congress sessions those days. He was very close to Lala Lajpat Rai, Gopal Krishna Gokhale. I'll tell you something else. He was one of the main people who welcomed Swami Vivekananda back to India. And he was one of the key people involved in organizing a grand reception for him in our Madras. You've seen the Vivekananda house there?
Yes, I have.
He was one of the most important people who welcomed him actually.
That's quite crazy to think about. Further, please, more.
Well, with the kind of achievements he had and the kind of reputation he had, it was not shortly that he was appointed as the judge of the High Court and he was elected as a member of the Executive Council. So the star was just shining up for him. But like a lot of great men who achieved a lot of great things in young ages, unfortunately, before he went for a meeting in Delhi in 1911, he passed away.
I mean, considering if he should have been an incredible person, if he had to achieve all this by the time he turned 48.
Absolutely, an absolute legend.
Crazy. So,
But his legacy continued.
oh, did it?
Yes.
Tell me.
Yes, so the first principal of a college, Mahamahopadhyay, Professor S. Kuppaswamy Shastriyar.
I've heard that before.
Mahamahopadhyay?
Yes.
You want to know what it is? You're a student of Sanskrit, right? Let's do a quiz. What does Upadhyaya mean?
Teacher.
Mahopadhyay?
Great teacher.
Correct, sir? Mahamahopadhyay?
I don't know. The teacher of teachers.
Tala of Tala, Captain of Captains. He was the MS Dhoni of Sanskrit education. They call him the Bhishma Pitama of Sanskrit education. He was a legend too. And the beauty is, even those 120 years ago, right? He had a vision where, as our principal was saying, he married the traditional education system of Sanskrit with modern scholarships. He thought beyond even then. That is why he was so special. Our college actually had a certificate program called the Visharada those days. Vedanta, Mimamsa was taught. But even then, a small section was teaching English, even those days.
Back then.
Back then, they were teaching English.
Crazy.
And then, I'll tell you, the college just didn't stop. It's not just about teaching. They also achieved a lot of things. 1907, the college was actually recognized by the government of Madras, and it was a big deal those days. And 1912, they actually got affiliated to the University of Madras, which is a very, very, very big deal because from then grants and aid started coming into the college.
Okay.
That's not just it. 1915, something phenomenal happened. One of the greatest human beings ever walked into our college.
Who are you talking about?
The great Mahatma Gandhi himself visited the college. And he saw what Krishnaswamy Iyer had done. No, I was not there at the time, but I know it happened. He loved what Krishnaswamy Iyer did and called him a Mahapurusha. Mahatma Gandhi called Sri Krishnaswamy Iyer a Mahapurusha. Not only that, yeah, you're talking about non-social media days, right?
Yeah.
And still this fame of Sanskrit college spread across. Rabindranath Tagore was so impressed with it, he thought this was one of the best institutions for Sanskrit education in India.
My God.
That is the level they were at, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about how the college accomplished so many things back then. But what about the recent years, uncle? Like, after that, I want to know how the college developed.
But before that, even more brilliant things happened. 1917 was even special for a year. I'll tell you why it is very special. It might not look like a big deal today. We are talking about 30 years before independence. We are talking about 107 years before now. 1917, the college had the vision to realize that English is going to be critical for this country. And they appointed specialized trained professors just to teach English in 1917. Right?
Yeah.
To teach them their lesson in their language.
Yeah.
And 1925, Sahitya Shiromani, one of our flagship courses was introduced. Life just didn't stop with that. 1961 was even more special. You talked about the fact that how did we expand, right?
Yes.
How did we go forward, right? Yes. 1961 was very seminal because so many courses came. Veda Bhasha course came. Vyakarana Shiromani came. Jyotisha Shiromani. Look at the areas they're going into. Vyakarana. Debates, discussions, linguistics. Jyotisha Shiromani. And 1977, the government of India recognized our college and called our institution Adarsha Samskrita Pathashala. Institute of Eminence in 1977.
Brilliant.
And 1989-90, the college doors were open for women to come and study Sanskrit. And 1999, Nyaya Shiromani, law. End of the day, he was a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Look how it's expanded, right? And you asked me about the recent years?
Yes, I did.
Now, 2004, 2005, another special year. What happened was, Madras University increased the syllabus. They made it more depth. They made the course, Sanskrit Shiromani course became a 7-year course. Expanded and added English, Hindi, and even computer science was added into the syllabus.
That's like a major transformation.
Imagine, they keep telling that Sanskrit is traditional, right?
Yeah.
Traditional, we continued being traditional, but expanded to the modern world. Like
Crazy.
a principal was saying, right? They got into the modern world. Computer science came into our being.
Thank you, Uncle. We had a century, right, just now?
No, I'm not that old, not century and all. What are you saying?
No, I'm not talking about your age. Like, we traveled through time from 1905 till 2005 now. Like, I've traveled through time with you back all those years.
And we are now 118 not out and scoring well, all sixers. IPL is nothing to the kind of scoring rate that we have, right?
True. Now that you have my attention though, Uncle, I have a suggestion. So you know that we started the digital campus just recently, right?
Yes, that's right.
In our college. So our idea was to take this great human's vision beyond the boundaries of social construct. Because right now in modern India, people have a huge thirst for learning.
Yes.
So just imagine if we present this opportunity to these kind of people, they can start self-studying using modern technology. I mean, Sarvebhya Samskritam is our motto after all.
Sarvebhya Samskritam, Sanskrit for all. I'm happy you used the word Samskritam and not Sanskrit. Well done.
Thank you.
Actually, what you're saying is actually making me feel very proud of what we've achieved.
Oh, I feel it too, Uncle. Being so well-versed in Sanskrit, it opens so many doors for you. I mean, you can study things from the past, Vedanta, Mimamsa, Tarka, Ayurveda, Jyotisha, and so much more.
Absolutely.
With the technology that we have today, we'll no longer be limited by geographical boundaries when it comes to sharing our love for this language.
Absolutely. In fact, you're giving me an idea. I can just imagine a day where, why a day, maybe a week, maybe 3-day conference, digital. Everybody in the world logging into Sanskrit College, having conferences on, having tarkas, having discussions on Vyakarana, on all the education that we've had, quizzes, conferences, certifications, scholars from across the world in Sanskrit, logging in and participating.
What you're talking about is actually, it's a hackathon.
Hackathon. No. We don't encourage that unethical things. We don't want to hack into other people's computers. What are you saying?
No. You got me all wrong, Uncle. It's not hacking into other people's computers. It's a hackathon. It's what you just said.
Oh, having discussions for a hackathon? Okay, that's what I want. I want people to log in and that's what we need to have, right? I know the Sanskrit College is a physical building, but it's got so much of history and culture, and that will always be Sanskrit College for us. But imagine a Sanskrit College virtually in every continent, every city, and everybody comes through. It says that we are part of Sanskrit, we are alumni of Sanskrit College digitally across the world.
Beautiful. Yep.
Will that not be great?
It would, and I think that's where our generation plays a vital role. Because considering the modern technology that we have, I mean, look at it, social media marketing, LMS sessions, LMS systems, Zoom sessions, the internet, cloud computing, all that, we can take the wisdom of the past and infuse it with the possibilities of the future. I mean, isn't that where the magic lies?
Absolutely. Holding on to tradition, but adapting to modern times from 1907, right? And that's what we should do. And I think I'm on board for this.
Thank you. Yes,
and I think all this would not have been possible without the teachers that we have, isn't it? The teachers we've had, the teachers we have, and it will continue because of the system that they've created, right? So I think we should ask all the people here, especially for the digital campus, which is phenomenal. I think we should all come together and take the digital campus across continents so that future generations continue to hold on to the roots, but at the same time travel in the future, adapt themselves. And they've also said, you would have read it, that Sanskrit is the perfect language for computer science chip programming because of its grammar. Right? And research is going on in that. So we as a group should take this together and take it across the world through the digital initiative. In fact, I would like to have a world when we actually say we are a global village, we are a Vasudhaiva Digital Sanskrit Kudumbakam.